In this quick tutorial, I want to show you how to add a marquee element inside of your Webflow project with the new GSAP Timeline. So this one is a no-code solution. It's a really quick setup and you can place text like here in this case, or you can also insert symbols, logos, images, whatever you want. But there's also another setup that I already showed you on my channel, the Infinite Vertical CMS Marquee, and this is using a CSS solution. And this is maybe a bit more elegant, but it needs a little bit of custom code. And this is why I also want to show you another solution today. In my case, I have this big product hero teaser here. And because the media background element is already rotating in 360 degrees, I think it would be a nice detail if we also have some kind of marquee here as a text element. And the structure is always the same. We have, in my case, the text element here, and I wrap it inside of a div wrapper element. We can name this a marquee track. And then we set this one to Flexbox, horizontal, and align all the elements here to the center left. Now we can see that the text element is no longer aligned here to the left, and that's because we set this one to position absolute and have this with some distance here to the bottom. So we can delete or reset this one here because we can set this up here right at the marquee wrapper element. So let's set this one to position absolute, 0.7 rem to the bottom. And because there are text elements inside, at least here in my case, I can also set the breaking here to no wrap. I think this would help if some text elements maybe want to wrap into another line and now they are staying inside of one line, no matter how narrow the browser window is. And to get a perfectly looping marquee, we actually have to duplicate our content, in this case the text element inside. And now you see we have two text elements. One is coming in from the right and one is going out of our box to the left. And then we have to add some space or gap between them, so we can use our marquee track, Flexbox horizontal, and in this case maybe with 2% or a little bit more. And of course you could also edit the text here via the settings, maybe choose weather proof. And then you could also add signs or symbols here inside. And the problem now is that you always have to copy this text, go to the second element and paste it in here accordingly. So both of them need to have the same text content for a perfect loop. And then we see that the text elements are more centered now. And that's maybe because the marquee track here is positioned up to absolute to the bottom, but not to the left. And we want to start them here aligned to the left. And then we can start with our interaction. And the problem I see a lot of web designers do is using a page load animation for this kind of marquee interaction. And that's actually wrong. If you use a page load animation, the animation is always running in the background, even if you are looking to a whole other section like this one. And that's definitely not good for the page performance, also not good for the performance of your, I don't know, GPU, CPU, whatever it is. And that's why it's definitely better to use a scroll. So when the element is coming into the viewport, then we want to start the looping marquee. So we use a scroll here, then we can use marquee horizontal as a name. And then it's using our class here, our marquee track as a class, and that's right. And then we want to animate this element as soon as the top, so the top side of this text is 120% in the viewport. That means it's actually outside of the viewport. You see the green line here. So it's maybe, if this would be the end of our viewport, it's maybe start the looping animation when the element is reaching the this area here. And the same goes when it's ending. So when the bottom, so this area here is minus 20%, so outside of the viewport. And then we want to pause the animation. That means in the controls, we switch from scrub on scroll to trigger actions. So when it's entering here, we want to play. When it's leaving, we want to pause our animation. And when it's entering back, we just continue playing it and then we pause it again if it's moving out of our viewport. Then we go out of the scroll settings here, and by double clicking into the timeline, we can add a new action step. Let's name this one just move, and it's using as a target the trigger element, which is this one with the blizzard symbol here. And let's use maybe 15 seconds here for now. If you have more content And if you want to animate the marquee slower, you have to increase the duration here. We start at 0 and definitely use a linear easing. So it's not going faster and then slower. It's just an even linear animation. And then we have to add a new property here, which is the X direction and then percentages. And in this case, we can just remove the other ones. You can also leave them, but for better visibility. And then it's starting where it is now. And we want to move it minus 50%. So in this case, it's going to the left. And maybe you now wonder why this text element is now no longer visible, or it's looking like it's inside of this kind of box. And I totally forgot to mention this one. But if we look at the hero teaser media wrapper element and I go outside of our interaction, you can see I used Overflow clip here on this box wrapper element. If I reset this one, you can see then the content is going outside of this box. But in this case, we just want this effect if the marquee is inside of our box, our wrapper element, and then it's clipped on the right and the left side. So let's go back into our interaction. And then there is one last setting we have to use in our marquee movement, and this is the repeat. So we want to infinitely repeat itself. And then here at the 50 seconds mark, it should repeat itself, but we have a little flicker. And this is maybe because we used our gap inside of our marquee track Flexbox settings here. And this is definitely the problem because it's now adding the gap just between those two text elements and not around them. So if we reset or remove the gap here, then we can give each of these title elements, and they both have the same class, so we can add a padding on the right and left side, and then both of them have the same spacing around them. And we did use the CQW unit in our font size, so it's growing within the container or together with the container. And maybe we could also use the same unit inside of our padding. So let's use maybe 2CQW here on the right side and then also on the left side, or the right and the left. And then let's check the animation here again at the 50-second mark. And now we have a perfectly animating loop. And if I now scroll away those sections, this animation is stopping. And this is exactly what we want for a better performance. And if you want to edit it now even simpler, you can use the marquee track here with Command-Shift-A, make a symbol or a component out of it. In this case, it creates two properties, but we don't need two, we just need one of them. And then inside of our component, we can connect both of those text elements to the same input. So this is also working pretty nice, but keep in mind that inside of our this component, this marquee track is now set to position absolute. So if you want to use it as a component on another section, this is maybe better to use or to style this element not with position absolute, but with a relative element, and then just wrap this one into another div and set this one, for example, here inside to position absolute. Then you could leave the marquee track to position relative. Yeah. Hope you learned something today. See you next time.